I'll make comments every once in a while, like, I'd like to maybe like make a little bit more money. Maybe I'll pick up a new client or something like this. People always have suggestions about how I can make other money.
Okay.
Everybody, and it's almost always the same thing. Have you ever brought up this conversation, and what are people's response to you?
I'll be honest, I have not asked this question. In fact, I got to tell you, when you were first bringing this up, I'm like, is this going down the you need to sell pictures of your feet thing?
This is the answer I get every single time.
No.
See, and it hit your head too. Why? When I say I need to make extra money, people are like, oh, sell pictures of your feet.
Let me just spin it to you this way, okay? Because even for like your mom who listens, Mama J, this is something you could do that, yes, I know it sounds a little weird.
Stop. Don't.
Wait. But you're not crossing any kind of line. You're just taking pictures of your feet. So hear me out. What if you tried this and then you walked in like, I don't know, we'll say 2 weeks later, and you're like, I'm retiring.
I'm still stuck on you mentioning my mom selling pictures of her feet on
No. I didn't mean, I meant for your mom to be okay with you selling. No.
I was like, I can't get past this. Please don't.
Mama J, I was not saying sell pictures of your feet. I was saying you'd be okay with your daughter doing it.
I'd like to vent for a second.
Okay.
I brought up...
Wait, this is a quick change because usually I'm the one venting.
It's usually you, yes. But I brought up last week that I got a ticket in Arizona. And so I'm trying to do the responsible thing, be a good girl, take care of this ticket. I found out that going to the driving school is cheaper than paying for the ticket.
No.
So I'm going to do it. And it just deletes it from your record altogether. They don't even report it to the national system if you go through this class. So it seems like the right thing to do. But Jeff, you are required to do it for 4.5 hours. They time you on your screen. So it's not even
Okay, so wait, that's what I was getting ready to ask you. Since you got the ticket out of state, is this something you do online?
Yes, you can do it online.
So it's not like a physical, I got to go back to Arizona and go to school.
No, I would just be paying the ticket. But it is 4.5 hours and it's timed. 4.5 hours of my life.
I got to tell you, so, being your partner, I've learned a lot about all the jobs that you do and your podcast editing. This is not sitting well with you, the time, because I've heard you speed up the, I guess, directions that some of your clients give you when they leave voicemail.
Mm-hmm, yeah, I ain't got time.
You can't speed through this class.
I'm dreading it. How long has it been since you've taken any kind of driver's ed anything? Because it was when I was 16 and got my driver's license.
Say when I was 16.
So I feel like... in your head, you're like, this is going to be like pretty easy stuff. I don't really even need to pay attention. But what if I fail?
Oh.
It is open. It said it's open book. So I think in today's age, I should be able to get these questions right, but that'd be real sad.
You need to Google what happens if you fail.
I did fail the written test the first time.
No. This is not going well for you.
And I don't know, Arizona traffic laws could be totally different. I don't know, but I'm displeased about it. And to add insult to injury, I already don't want to do it. You got to jump through all these hoops and you have to submit a picture of your driver's license and the citation. And then they approve you to make sure that you're going to the right class in the right county and all that kind of stuff. I submitted it on Monday and I still haven't heard back. So now I've got to call the court and tell them like, hey, I'm trying to do this. Maybe my stuff got lost. Like, this is just becoming a thing. Maybe I just should have paid the $300.
As you're sitting here just going, I'm like, I'd have paid the $300 and called it done.
And now when you're mentioning the podcast editing thing, man, 4.5 hours of podcast editing. Well, I charge way more than $300 for that. So I didn't do very good math on this. Oops. Anyway, I don't even know if the class is going to go through. So the adventure continues.
I was going to say, we have to have updates on this adventure because I'm also curious. I didn't know this was a pass or fail. I thought there was more of a just kind of like community service deal. If you fail, what does that mean?
I don't know. I'm going to have to look into that.
Like,
also, I'm ticked because, I'm a little paranoid now, a little gun shy now that I got pulled over for the first time in a decade. So I've been keeping... You told me the 10 your mind situation, so I've been keeping it at 9 over, and people are flying by me. Well, I mean, you better stay in the slow lane if you are doing 9 over, because everybody's doing 15 to 20 over, and nobody cares in Oklahoma.
I'm just saying, remember, I actually had a police officer tell me, yeah, I know the guy next to you was driving faster, but I clocked you. So I'm just saying, better safe than sorry, but sometimes, I don't know.
Injustice.
Wow.
I'm mostly just ticked about this ticket situation. Okay,
Wow.
I am done venting. We can move on. You said you have some questions you'd like to propose.
It may kind of sound like a vent, but I don't know. I'm really trying to figure this one out. So we had a family event here recently that invitations needed to be sent out to.
Okay.
Now, it wasn't us doing the family event. It was another part of the family.
Okay.
Okay. And they didn't do invitations. They did texts.
Okay.
The issue that I have with it, now I know part of this is going to sound old, okay? Because I know that's how people communicate. But here's the deal. As I started talking to people that were asking about this, they didn't recognize these numbers. They didn't know what was going on.
Okay.
So a lot of people didn't end up showing up.
Because they didn't know who the invite
because
came
they didn't
from?
know what. So I guess what my question is how are text. I'm not saying you don't text invitations, but maybe, especially if people aren't going to know who you are, shouldn't you send out real invitations? If nothing else, I guess what I'm saying is I'm not even sure the invitations were like a screenshot of an invitation being texted. Does that make sense?
Yeah. My question is, what did the text say? Like,
well, okay, here's the thing. I can't give you all the details.
Because you don't
because I wasn't on the text.
Right, because you were naturally
I'll just go ahead and say
that
this was one of those events that was for the females in the family, okay?
Yeah.
But hearing about it, I was like, at first I was laughing because I'm like, we sound so old saying they should have sent regular invitation. But then I thought, there are a ton of calls and texts I get daily that I don't recognize the number, that I let them go to trash and I delete trash.
And I understand this. But as a person sending the invites, okay, you're saying you didn't know this person. Now this person's got to track down all of your addresses. They've got to spend almost $1 per invite to send these out because postage is getting more and more expensive. I think it's like 70 something cents per envelope now.
This is a great argument. But I guess what I'm saying is, how do you make sure that this person that they want at this event is going to be at this event?
That's why I want to know what the text said. You got to give some context. Like what was in there? Just a date and time? Like, when
I will tell you this. My sister must have missed the first one that went out, okay? Because all she got was, will you be RSVPing for this Saturday? Again, that is so cryptic. You don't know who or what that is.
Right.
What am I RSVPing for?
Right. So most people do invitations through text now. That's pretty common because not even it used to be like social, you could put it on a Facebook event or something like that, but not everybody has Facebook. So I think text is the way that we do it. But I will say every time I'm invited, this is normally for kids' birthday parties is what I get invites for. They are like an actual graphic that somebody made on Canva, so it looks like an invite that you would send out. And if it's coming from a number, like if I'm sending it out to people that I don't know, they're friends of friends, I'll say like, hey, this is Beth's friend, Rachael. We're throwing a party for her and we would love to see you there. Please RSVP. And then I would attach the image with it because I think that's all attention grabbing enough. And you have some context of this is a text from a strange number. But if I start out with, hi, this is Beth's friend, Rachael, you're like, oh, I know Beth. Like you're going to continue reading that message instead of assuming it's spam or an ad or something like that. Hopefully it's eye catching enough. Put a person's face on the picture on the invite or something like that to be like, oh, I know this person. I need to open this image. Like there's ways to do it. Sounds like this person just did not do it well.
Okay, that's kind of what I was getting at. I'm not saying that I think that this is the bad idea. What I'm saying is there's got to be a better way for you to get the response that you're hoping, especially for the person that you're throwing this event for.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, if you're there and you're like, well, where is,
so-and-so,
grandma, granny, or whatever.
Right.
Well,
grandma doesn't know how to check text.
Well, and even if she does, she would, I don't know that number. That's spam. Right. I know from my mom, she's great with text, but I guarantee you, if she has any kind of sniff that she thinks it's a spam,
right,
she's not even, no, it's gone.
I think maybe just be more careful with it. I mean, like we have to think about this when you post on social media, and this is no offense to anybody, but you kind of just have to make it as easy to understand as possible.
There you go.
As few words as possible, but all the information that you need, all the context that you need. And there is an art to that. And I think if you're not used to thinking through things, you're just like, oh, all I have to do is send out these quick texts for an invite. Like, what's the big deal? You're not thinking about, well, what would I do if I got a text with no number on it? You just think, oh, easy peasy. We'll send these out real quick without thinking about the people that are receiving them and how they might receive them. So you got to think through the whole scenario. It is a thing, though. It used to be easier to just send an invite, didn't it?
Okay, see, that's kind of what I was getting at. But I'm also glad to hear you say what I really was thinking is not that it's a bad idea, but you need to make sure there's a way to make sure that. And I love what you said. I'm so and so's friend. We're doing this. We'd love to have you.
Catch their attention right up front. Like you need to link it to a person I know, because if you just say this is so and so, even like that's how most of those political texts.
Yes.
This is so-and-so contacting you courtesy of blah, blah, blah to get your support for so-and-so. Like, oh, no. So make it really obvious up front. And maybe if you can, if it makes sense, like a birthday party, put the person's picture on the invite so it grabs their attention immediately. Like, I know this face. I'm going to open up and see what's going on with this.
You guys listening have done really good with the comments lately. So drop in a comment here and kind of tell us what you would think about this whole text invitation thing.
Yeah, I think that's good. I have a question to pose for you.
Okay.
I'll make comments every once in a while, like, I'd like to maybe like make a little bit more money. Maybe I'll pick up a new client or something like this. People always have suggestions about how I can make other money.
Okay.
Everybody, and it's almost always the same thing. Have you ever brought up this conversation, and what are people's response to you? I'm just curious if you get the same response that I get when I'm like, hey, I'm just looking to make a few extra bucks. You guys got any ideas how I could kind of do that with my flexible schedule? You ever have that conversation? First question. Do you even say that to people? Have you run into this conversation yourself?
I'll be honest. I have not asked this question. In fact, I got to tell you, when you were first bringing this up, I'm like, is this going down the you need to sell pictures of your feet thing?
This is the answer I get every single time.
No.
See, and it hit your head too. Why? When I say I need to make extra money, people are like, oh, sell pictures of your feet. It is across the board the answer I get every time I mention it. And it's nothing even really personal for my feet, because not even everybody saying it has seen my feet. They just think it's an easy way to make money, I guess.
Have you? Okay, because here's the thing now. Because now I'm just curious. Have you? How do you do this? Do you know how to do this?
Sell pictures of your feet?
Do you have to open up like a OnlyFans or whatever?
Yeah, I think there's actually an Only Feet. I would look it up, but we're at work, and that's going to flag real fast.
I know. I don't want to do that. But part of me, I got to tell you, seriously, Rachel, and for our podcast listeners, part of me wants to try this as a social experiment.
No, Jeff.
And you and I both do it and see if we can make money. What happens if we do? But the other thing is, what happens if we don't? I mean, what does it do to your psyche?
I do not know which one I would prefer. I am not signing up for that. That's a real kink people are into, and I'm not doing it. I just want to know why that is everybody's first thought. Oh, you could sell pictures of your feet on the internet. Why?
But let me just spin it to you this way, okay? Because even for like your mom who listens, Mama J, this is something you could do that, yes, I know it sounds a little weird.
Stop. Don't.
Wait. But you're not crossing any kind of line. You're just taking pictures of your feet. So hear me out. What if you tried this and then you walked in like, I don't know, we'll say 2 weeks later, and you're like, I'm retiring because you made so much money. You wouldn't have to get up early and be. Now, I would be heartbroken, but I also would be like, nicely done.
I'm still stuck on you mentioning my mom selling pictures of her feet on
No, I didn't mean, I meant for your mom to be okay with you selling. No, I was like, I
can't get past this. Please don't.
Mama J, I was not saying sell pictures of your feet. I was saying you'd be okay with your daughter doing it.
And she listens too.
I know. I brought that up.
I will say, we give Ryan Chapman a lot of shout outs. He works on the franchise, our sister station. This one would make money, and I know it would. He suggested an OnlyFans where I do pottery with my shoes off, maybe a low cut top, and then you just cone the clay up and down because it looks inappropriate when you do that, and it is part of pottery. And then I threw in the fact that if I'm doing all that and you like the videos, I can sell that pottery even if it's crappy for so much money.
Wow.
So it's like it works with itself, and all I'm doing is practicing pottery and making more pottery. So like, this is kind of a win for everybody.
Okay.
And all I'm doing is making pottery and getting rich. So I will say, I think Ryan might be onto something with that one.
You gonna try it?
No. Not well. Okay. Never say never. Radio jobs can go away. I don't know. I could get in a situation and it is not the worst idea, and I like it way better than just straight feet pictures. I could be barefoot.
I'm gonna have
and
to
make
explain to
some
my
pottery.
wife my search history when I go home, because I'm gonna look into this and see what it takes.
I think there's an only feet. Yeah, do some research for me. I don't want that in my browser history.
All right.
Okay, well, I'm here now. I want you to maybe mention that comment to somebody. Like, ask somebody if they have any ideas
Extra
of how
money?
you can make a little extra money, and see if anybody brings up, well, you could start an OnlyFans, and then see if they mention your feet.
Okay. I know before OnlyFans was OnlyFans. I do remember I asked that question one time, now that we've talked about this, and it was just like, well, you're in radio. Why don't you figure out something to do with your voice and, do voice
Yeah,
work?
see, that's the kind of stuff I would expect.
Yeah.
Not people to default to my feet.
Sell pictures of your feet.
Okay. Well, I've got options. It's good to know.
Yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I got another one I want to ask you.
All right.
This one hits pretty close. Well, actually, it stings like a cattle prod. Everybody that knows me knows that I'm Mr. Safety.
Yes.
And to the point where I get teased about it, okay?
Yes, but it's good to have a Jeff around.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you, and that's how I wrote it. Being Mr. Safety, that's a good thing, right?
It is. I do make fun of you for it, but
Yes.
But you're good to have around when people fall off boats and
Okay.
such.
I was just thinking about this. I mean, I get people give me a hard time about how lit up I have our place at the lake. Well, I'm making sure if people are breaking in, everybody's going to see you.
Yeah.
I mean, I make sure that we have a life vest for everybody on the boat. Again, if you fall in, I can throw you a preserver.
And people do fall in.
I mean,
Jeff's
okay,
the rescuer.
I just want to say this. When we got carbon monoxide poisoning, I'm the one that told you we need to get our butts outside and get fresh air.
You were. I was just pretending like nothing was happening.
Yes. So please tell me, as much fun as you make it, and I do take it in the vein that you said in it, but that it's not a bad thing, is it? Because sometimes I do feel like, well, maybe I'm just too over the top.
No, it is. It's nice to have a Jeff around. I know you're always looking out for me.
Okay.
Edges of pools, sides of boats.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just very conscious about maybe how unstable I am near water.
That edge of pool, man, you almost fell in.
But
that was a good catch.
I got a Jeff around and Hugo. Shout out. You have
Hugo.
taught
Yeah.
your son Hugo.
Yes, I've taught Hugo well.
Yeah, I super appreciate people that are the safe. You're always going to be the DD. You let everybody else have the good time, have the night they want. You've taken care of both me and Janet. I mean, I think this is great. I think I'm still going to make fun of you, but I'm very thankful for you.
Knowing now that you think it's a good thing, but you're just making fun of, I can live with that.
Well, that's how I say I love you.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit here because Father's Day is on the way.
Oh, okay.
I want to know your feelings on Father's Day because I know that moms get feels on Mother's Day, whether they want to or not. It comes with like certain expectations.
It does.
They do want to be honored and they would like some special things. Do dads even expect that? Do they even expect you to remember it's Father's Day?
Here's the thing. You phrased it correctly. Expect. Probably because the way that everything plays out, we don't expect. But I will tell you, as a father, it is kind of disheartening that dads do get pretty much left out. It's like, it's Dad's Day, whatever.
You do want to be thought of.
Yeah,
though.
but here's the thing. But as the dad, when it comes back on us, a lot of times we're guilty because what do you want for Father's Day? I don't know.
That was going to be my next question is like, what dads are so hard to get things for. I want to honor you, but like, how?
And I think here's the thing. I think the older you get to, it becomes even more of an issue because if you want something as a dad, you usually just go get it.
That's right. Yes.
And then you've gotten it enough that you don't really need anything.
Right.
So it does become, I don't know, which is why, and everybody laughed at me, for my birthday, I said I just wanted a bean burrito from Taco Bueno. And I know that sounds funny, and it is, but I'd rather people come over and have Taco Bueno with me, which, by the way, is very affordable, than, buying something I don't need.
I think, okay. This is the thing. Whenever I ask my dad what he wants, he just wants time with his kids, which I'm always like, oh, Dad, that's such a dad answer. That's legitimately his answer. That's really all it would take. Now, but of course you want to do something. You want to go out of your way, get some. Mom gets flowers and stuff like that. Dad should get something too. So I think because, yes, dads go out and buy whatever they need. They're just going to do that. So I like to get things that dads are just going to use anyways. Like dads are always going to get their car washed or detailed at some point. That's going to come in handy.
Yes.
You got the battery daddy holder. You know you're going through those batteries. You got to replace some batteries. That seems like a silly thing to get for a dad. But hey, dad's always the one that people are going to for batteries, and they're expensive.
They
so I try to think
expensive.
of things like that. I mean, I know some dads have specific things that they really want, but I think dads in general just, I don't know. It's hard. But it is good to know that it's not just moms that get hurt if they're not remembered.
Yeah, I was going to say, we don't expect it, but I'm telling you the truth. And if you know your dad well enough, you know what I'm saying here. We do want to at least be recognized. You know, don't forget that, oh, hey, it is Dad's Day. Happy Dad's Day. Because here's the thing, and I can't speak for all dads, but I would bet most of the dads are like me. Spend a little time with us and say Happy Dad's Day. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's pretty simple.
It is real simple.
Maybe us kids are making it too big of a thing in our head when it really is that easy. Just remember Dad. Spend some time with Dad. Let Dad know that you care about him and you think he's awesome, even if you can't find the right gift for him.
It's that whole walk a mile in somebody else's shoe. Put yourself in your dad's position. If you didn't get, at least acknowledged, yeah, it would hurt.
Yeah, and I think you know that as a dad. And even as becoming an aunt, I'm just like, oh, these little humans are a really big deal. Like anytime that she wants to be around me, it's pretty cool.
It is.
Because I just feel like that's a gift. That may not always happen, especially in those teenage years.
Oh, and those are coming, by the way.
My one other question for you as far as Father's Day, like moms kind of have some expectations like, I want to sleep in and I want breakfast in bed, like kind of specific things. Maybe they want to go out for a nice dinner, do something they really enjoy, have a girls' day, whatever their thing is. Do you have any specifics that you're like, this would be my perfect Dad's Day? In my head, if everything went according to plan, this would be the best Dad's Day ever.
Well, honestly, I don't think, and I think that's why it's so funny to me that we have such a difference with Mother's Day and Father's Day, because a lot of the same things equate for dads too. I mean,
you want some peace and quiet.
Who doesn't want to sleep in?
Yes.
I mean, seriously, who doesn't want to know that, okay, this day, I don't have to get up and let the dogs out. I don't have to unset the alarm. I don't have to I can just, and if sleeping in is 7:30, then sleeping in is 7:30.
Okay.
I'm not saying they're going to have to sleep all day. So I do think that a lot of dads wouldn't mind that. Dinner with family is always a positive. I don't know about, I feel like especially if you're wanting, you can always have a good time going out. Mm-hmm. But if you really want like intimate good time where you can hear everybody and all the conversation, I think you have it at home. Because the only really bad thing about going out is usually it's so loud because everybody's out.
Yes, for Father's Day.
If you're sitting here and all of a sudden you're down there and you're telling a story that I can't hear.
Yeah, that's true. And it's just, making something. Maybe you don't know what to give Dad, but you could make him a meal.
That's
whatever
what I'm
Dad's
saying.
favorite thing is, and that could be just the time and the meal itself is the gift.
Or bring in Taco Bueno.
Bueno.
I know I keep going back to that, but I'm serious.
Just make sure you got plenty of shots of salsa for Jeff.
Yeah. Which we did run out of.
Well, I'm glad you got all your salsa and burritos for your birthday.
I just think it's just make sure. Seriously, I think for dads, and I think it is for moms too. Just spend some quality time with them. And, let them be able to just maybe have a day to not have any kind of pressure on them.
Relieve some responsibilities, maybe. Do something for them so they don't have to do it and just think of them. Yeah, I think maybe we're overcomplicating Dad's Day.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
That's about all I had.
Okay.
I feel so much better about me being Mr. Safety
now. Whatever makes you feel good, Jeff.
By the way, Father's Day's coming up. Do I need to text you an invitation?
Make sure you include all the details or I won't be there.